Yo, what's up, guys? So the EA conference just finished, and I am amazed by all the games they had to put out. They put up some hard work in the games. I don't know why a lot of people don't like EA, but I like EA. A lot of people do like EA. It's just a clean brand, and I really appreciate the time that they take to come out and show us all the new content, because all the games they announced today, or at least that they showed, because they come out with NBA every year. They come out with a Madden every year, FIFA. I'm glad they announced all these things because they look amazing, and each game has their own specialty, and it's just amazing. So let's get right into it. I'm gonna go ahead and put these tags right in my stream real quick so it can be lit, so y'all can get all the new info. I'm gonna go ahead and start with NBA Live 18. So when I saw NBA Live 18, they actually introduced like a My Park feature. If you're not familiar with that, in NBA 2K18, which is a 2K product, they have a place where you can create your own character. You can take them into the story mode. You can build them up. You can add attributes, and you build the perfect kind of character you want. So now in NBA Live 18, they actually did kind of like the same thing. In the trailer and in the gameplay, they actually showed you customizing your character. You're actually gonna go through college. You're gonna pick a college team, and you just gonna, after that, you're gonna get drafted. And stuff that you can do in the meantime, if you're not playing a real NBA game, you're gonna be going into like street. In 2K, it's called My Park, but it's kind of the similar thing. They showed the whole U.S. map, and it's just so many like stuff to do in that game. So you go in the street, you have your own clothes. The guy's outfit looks sick as hell. He has some aquas on, so there's some customization when it comes to the clothes you're wearing. You're gonna go against like NBA All Stars in the real street ball, stuff like that. And they actually have a Pro-Am league. If you're not playing a real NBA game, you're gonna be playing that Pro-Am as well. In NBA 2K, they have a Pro-Am league and they have a My Team, and that's very popular. So I think that NBA Live 18 actually took the idea from NBA 2K, because like these days everybody wants to be themselves in the video game. NBA 2K, they actually introduced that you can scan your face and everything, and I think that's pretty amazing, because like, why wouldn't I want to play myself in a video game? So NBA Live 18 took a lot of notes from 2K community, because it looks pretty similar, but they trying to make a comeback. So I don't doubt them from doing that. You know what I mean? All right. So the next game we're gonna get to is FIFA18. Nothing really changed there. Just every year they improve the graphics, improve the gameplay. They just try to improve all the bugs that they didn't fix from the previous game. My boy Ronaldo's on the cover of that one, so go Real Madrid, because we did win the Champions League. So excited for that, and I'm way excited for that. So nothing really changed there for FIFA 18. The game looks amazing. They have a hard-working team working for that game, and all the other EA games. So let's get to Battlefield 1. So as you know, Battlefield 1 came out in October, and it was a pretty big hype because everybody hated Call of Duty at the time, you know what I mean? So Battlefield, they are offering free DLC, and a new map pack coming out in July. It looks pretty cool. They have new tanks, new guns, new armors, the usual. We've been playing Battlefield for like half a year now, and we know what the deal is with that. I think they improved their schedule as far as DLC release dates, because like for example, like the game they had before that was Star Wars Battlefront, and the DLC took forever to come out, and a lot of people just stopped playing the game because it just ran dry. The content ran dry, and just they needed that DLC to come out sooner. So I think when Battlefield 1 released, they actually fixed their schedule, and they decided to release the games on time to keep the content fresh, and that's what's important when it comes to these things. So yeah, Battlefield 1, they're adding a lot of maps. They're redoing a lot of maps to make it like a nighttime mode. They're adding new maps. It's just, Battlefield 1 is still an amazing game. If you don't have Battlefield 1, I suggest you go out and buy it. Right now it's actually on sale. I believe it's like $35, like $35, $36, because $60, and I believe it's like 50% off. So you can go ahead and buy Battlefield 1 right now because it's on sale, because PlayStation, they throwing a huge sale. I'm actually might want to buy the Event Horizon game. I believe it was like $40, because I rented it from Redbox. I wasn't fully committed to paying $60 on it, but I won the Redbox. I rented it for like 1 or 2 days, and that game is amazing. So if you haven't played Event Horizon 2, like, you should definitely go check that out. But Battlefield 1, they got DLCs, free DLCs, and they listen to the community and constantly work on their game. That's the one thing I always love about Battlefield, because they actually listen to our community. Because what game do you want to play that they just release it and don't care? You know what I mean? Like, I'm glad that they listen to the community. All right, so we got Battlefield 1 out the way. We got FIFA out the way. Let's talk about that Need for Speed. So if you haven't checked out the Need for Speed trailer, you can actually go on my page, scroll down, and you're going to see Need for Speed Payback trailer. I made a video initially because the new Need for Speed actually looks like it looks like a Fast and the Furious game, or a Fast and the Furious movie. My fault. But that game looks so similar to the movie. I mean, it's not a bad thing because, you know, it's a movie versus a game. And I think they're trying to catch on the hype of like Fast and the Furious or like GTA. And somebody actually made a GTA trailer, like a remake of the new Need for Speed. That was crazy. But the way they had that story trailer set up, I feel like most people can relate to that because there's millions of people that saw the movie Fast and the Furious. Alright, so the next one I want to talk about. Oh yeah, back to that. You know, they're adding new cars. You're still gonna have the same old police chases. You're still gonna have a great storyline. One thing I liked about the last Need for Speed is that they introduced live people into like the story, the gameplay. It just looked amazing. At first, when I first played the last Need for Speed, I was like, alright, is this CGI or is this actually real people in the game, in the story? But it was actually real people, but they made the movements kind of like if it was CGI, if that makes sense, because they wanted to look more animated. But to be honest, when I played that Need for Speed Rivals, like, I feel like I was in the game, like I was talking to my homie and stuff like that, if that makes sense. You know, I feel like I was in the game because the game looked so real, because it was real, but they kind of make it look like, oh wait, it's still a video game, you know what I mean? So that was a pretty amazing. And Need for Speed Payback, I feel like that game is going to be so action packed. I really feel like there's going to be so much cars, even more customizations, because, you know, it's 2017. Technology is only advancing. They want to evolve as a company more than what there is. So I really feel like the Need for Speed Payback is going to be an amazing game. I'll hopefully get that game, and I want to check it out. So we talked about the Madden. We talked about the Need for Speed. We talked about FIFA 18. We talked about Battlefield 1, NBA Live. And we're going to end this off right with Star Wars Battlefront 2. Let me just say, when I saw Rey, I'm like, yo, that is pretty amazing, because you're allowed to play the new characters like Kylo Ren, Rey, and we can go back to Yoda. We can play Darth Maul, Han Solo, Chewbacca. We can play all that. Why? Because the new Star Wars Battlefront game is in the 3 eras, meaning the prequels, the original trilogy, and the new trilogy, like, you know, The Force Awakens and Rogue One. Well, yeah, Rogue One, because Jen Erso and all that, and then, you know, so on, the next 2 movies. So that, I think that, first of all, like, when they announced that, I think it's pretty amazing, because some people was like, damn, we only can play with these limited amount of characters. I want to play as more characters, you know? I want to play as, like, Kylo Ren. Like, me personally, I would love to play as Kylo Ren, because I think Kylo Ren is sick. Alright, like, his lightsaber is cool, his outfit is just awesome, his voice is like just like tough, even though he might seem like a punk in the movie, but I really think his voice is tough. But I really feel like this game might be promising, but there's more. So this Star Wars Battlefront 2 is actually gonna have 3 times more content than the original Battlefront, I'm sorry. As you know, like Battlefront, their content was lacking when the game released. There was actually no story mode, which was really disappointing, and I just felt like the game wasn't enough. I paid a full $60 because, 1, I'm a Star Wars fan, and 2, because I like getting into games when it first come out. I like all the hype, and I just like to play games in general. So, like, if there's something I see, I'm gonna go out there and get it. But the content wasn't there, and me and my friends, we played the game to the ground. And we was like, dang, when is the first DLC coming out? It's been like 3 months, 4 months after the DLC. I mean, after the game dropped, and there was still no DLC. And we just ran that game dry, and I don't even play that game no more. And I'm a huge Star Wars fan. I'm pretty sure there's Star Wars fans like you out there wondering, like, yo, where's the content? It's just crazy. So this time, they're going to work on it. And I heard like a month after release, they said in the stream that Finn and Captain Phasma is going to be free for us to play with, and that is exciting, because I really thought like Finn was not gonna be in there, or Captain Phasma. So that's good that they're expanding on the heroes and everything, because I want to play as multiple people, you dig? So yeah, so you have tanks when it comes to multiplayer. You have planes. They show like the plane in the cockpit, and it just looks like the graphics look amazing, the action looked amazing. the graphics overall, when it comes to like the heroes, when it comes to the ships, when it comes to the weapons, look amazing. And I am proud. Like I'm proud of them, man. They listen to the community. That's one thing. Like I said, all the EA games, they listen to the community. Like going back to NBA Live, it was like, yo, your game's boring. It's just like, you know, you can practice and you can just go play a game. But everybody was like, yo, you should add a mic part feature. Like I'm balling in the street. You know, they did that because they listen. So when the Star Wars Battlefront, they listen to the fans saying, yo, we need more content, we need it faster, we just need more in general of the game. I bought the $60 game and I didn't get a campaign. I wanted to play as like Luke Skywalker and basically do the movies or just something like that's in the comic book, you know. They actually listen to fans, and there's going to be a campaign this time. I don't know if the campaign is going to be co-op, but if that is, that'll be dope. But it depends on what's on the story. If there's two Jedis that can like co-op and go, you know, complete the story. But I just thought it was really cool that they added a campaign because Star Wars is pretty big, and it's just only right to add a campaign in a Star Wars game. You know what I mean? Going back to the multiplayer looks awesome. You can play all heroes or villains. I believe you could play 3 heroes versus 3 villains, and then just have the regular game, which is pretty awesome. I saw Dark Maul with the double lightsaber. That looked pretty cool. We saw Rey with the blue lightsaber. It was kind of tricky because I wonder if, like, in the movie, is she still gonna have the same lightsaber? But you know, they're not gonna throw nothing out there. But overall, that Star Wars, the new Star Wars game, it looks pretty awesome. They promised more space battles, like I said, more DLC, free DLC at that. The maps is one thing I really noticed when I first started watching the gameplay, because if you play Star Wars Battlefront 1, all you see is like big mountains, a lot of terrain, and there's nothing really for us to relate to, because you know, we're not living in space, we don't travel other planets. So they actually had like the old Republic like buildings and cathedrals, so I felt like I was in the old Italy town ish, you know what I mean? So they actually adding maps where it can be like more substance to like relate to us, as far as like you're in the downtown district, or you're in like I said, Italy, Russian. There's just like a lot of old cathedral stuff, and that dates back to like the towns and like the Jedi Council and all that stuff, you know. So it kind of changes it up between cities and terrain and space, and I really like that, because you know, you got to be versatile when it comes to this multiplayer gameplay maps. Some of them look big, some of them look small, you know. But overall, I really think they listen to the fans. And I think Star Wars Battlefront 2 is looking very promising. A lot of people is like, no, it's not going to be promising, because look at the first game. You can't base everything off the first game, because, you know, they actually listen to the fans, and it's a second game. They learn from the mistakes from the first game. And it's going to be amazing. I'm pretty sure it's going to be amazing. Let's see. Did I miss anything about this EA recap? I don't think so. So anyways, guys, if you'd like to chat with me, let me know. If you want to talk about any game, just leave a comment in the comment section. I'm going to start doing this after every live stream event, every conference. Like, for example, when they do the Ubisoft, I'm going to do a live one like this. And when they do the Sony one, the Xbox one, whatever conference they have, I'm going to come on and talk on camera. And if you have any questions, feel free, like I said, to leave a comment, and I'm going to reply, because I have my phone on me like all the time. I want to hear what you think about any of these games I talked about. What games is there that they didn't mention that you hope they mention in the future? Like, for example, like a lot of people wanted a new Dead Space, you know, EA makes Dead Space, or a new Bioware game. There's a lot of stuff that they didn't show. So is there anything else that you wanted to see? So yeah, just leave me that subscribe, because I really appreciate it. I appreciate everybody that watched this video, and I love you guys. Yeah, there's nothing else to say. Give me that thumbs up. Make sure you share this to your friends. It'll help me out a lot. I'm gonna start doing giveaways soon, because I'm starting to make a little bit here and there off YouTube, but I want it to be a point that I'm doing giveaways every weekend. I play a lot of games, like you know, and I have a lot of games just sitting around, and I'm about to start giving those away. But I just appreciate everybody stopping by, and I could have asked for more like fun fans, you know. Anyways, guys, I'll catch you later, and I'll catch you on the next conference. Peace. All right.